Thank you guys for joining us on our home buying process. We really appreciate you guys coming back and watching these with us and helping us learn how the home buying and home selling process works. Today we're sitting here with Sally Fox with Emmanuel Sheppard Condon. So Sally, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, I can. Hi, I'm Sally Fox. I'm an attorney at Emmanuel Sheppard Condon. My focus is primarily on real estate, and I've been doing real estate since 1983. So I help people do closings and other things related to real estate.
Awesome. Well, thank you. We're just really excited to have you here today.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, because you know so much about so many different things. We use Sally for everything. And one thing that we want to talk about today is something that's really serious that a lot of people don't actually think about very much, which is wire fraud. And it's something that is very serious, and we have to actually consider it whenever we are doing real estate transactions. So basically, just to get down to it, what is wire fraud?
Wire fraud is a scheme that is concocted by either a single person or a group of people, and the people can be a very sophisticated group.
Okay.
And basically it is communication. It's a crime, first of all, but it's a communication that they seek out in some type of electronic fashion.
Yeah.
And that can be emails, the most obvious. It can be through social media. It can be through telephone. That counts as wire fraud. Any type of communication using texting, etc., and any kind of communication that seeks to get information from you, the realtor, or from the buyer, or from the seller, or from the title agent, or the lender, and use that information to get ready to, at an appropriate time, try to make you pay someone else besides the right person and transfer money where you're not supposed to.
Okay.
And then you lose your money.
Yeah, that's never a good thing.
That's a bad thing.
But, I mean, most of the time, these people, they really only focus on big transactions, right? They don't really focus on little home transactions of like $200,000 or anything like that. They're focused on big stuff, right?
It's the opposite, actually.
Really?
And the reason that is because if you deal with some huge deal, a $14 million loan, people are on their ultra guard, right?
Yeah.
Like, we're going to watch this. This is $14 million.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, if you add up 100,000 here, 80,000 here, 20,000 here, all that adds up. And to give you some statistics, which are interesting, for 2019, there were 11,677 victims that were reported.
Oh my gosh.
$221 million in losses, and the bulk of those were small losses.
Wow.
It's huge business. So there are actually cartels, criminal cartels, that hire mass quantities of people that their full-time job is to try to get into your life.
Oh my gosh.
And to take your money.
That's insane. I never even...
It's insane.
What do people need to know? Like, what information do people need from me to commit wire fraud?
So the way that wire fraud is currently working, the most popular thing, is related to COVID.
Really?
Yeah. So, you want to know more about COVID, right? I do too.
Yeah, everybody does.
I'm getting emails. It says, click here, and we have the newest statistics on COVID, how you determine whether you have it, and all that. And that's the most recent scheme. Because you're clicking on it, and you're thinking, I need to know.
Yeah, this is good information.
And what's that's happening is then they get into your email, into your computer, and then they start watching your email. And when I say they watch it, it's not like you're watching it, right? They have computer systems and computer programs that look for keywords, that look for communications, that look for patterns of communications.
Yeah.
And they're certainly targeting realtors, and they're certainly targeting home buyers and lenders and title agents. So what they do is create this pattern, and then they see, oh, wait a minute, this person's buying a house. And they look up keywords like contracts, closing dates, escrow, earnest money. And if any of that is in any communications, then that flags them. And then they start watching for it. And then they use that information to come up with a plan on when to try to divert your money where it shouldn't be.
Oh my gosh. So just by them watching my email and stuff, how do I protect myself from that?
Yeah. It's hard. There's a couple of ways. One, so you don't want to click on anything.
Yeah, that's
the first thing. Don't click on anything unless you really know what it is and it's a trusted source. That's the first part.
Yeah.
If you've already done that, then I think the question is, then what? And so then what you do is they'll send you communications. They'll start introducing themselves into this transaction. And
really?
Typically it'll be an email that's very similar to, for example, mine.
Yeah.
But it might be slightly off.
Like just like one letter?
Like one letter. So it might be, say, I'm Sally Fox. It could be SFOXS. Right?
So
just
nobody...
slightly off.
Yeah.
And then, especially for the Gmail accounts, the Outlook accounts, and things of that nature. And then they'll start communicating. You won't even realize it's not, because they've already seen emails from people and they know how they write.
Yeah.
But you want to look for typos. You want to look at really who it's coming from. You want to look and make sure it's exactly the same. If you see anything different, like a telephone number, and you're like, I don't think that's that person's telephone number, it's probably not. It's probably a fraudster.
Wow.
So
that is...
You want to look at that kind of things. And
it's exactly right.
It's almost like you're a detective going, okay, well, is this email for real or is it not for real? And they'll even do it by calling you. They'll even call and say, hey, this is so-and-so from the bank.
Really?
And they know your bank.
Yeah, because they've seen that.
Because they've seen that. Like, hey, this is so-and-so from Wells Fargo. Just wanted to let you know we're making some changes. Or you need to change the way you're sending stuff.
Yeah.
And so you really want to question that. And you don't want to just assume that that's correct. You want to then contact the person, in my example of Wells Fargo, that you know you're dealing with and say, did you just communicate with me? Did someone from you communicate with me?
Yeah.
And if they say absolutely not,
then it's...
you know.
Gotcha. Because that's something that we see a lot of. We'll have somebody say, like, hey, they just gave me a new number to route my money to. That's like a huge flag that I see. I'm just like, whoa, no, don't do anything with that. Call the title company, call your bank, talk to them about it, see if they actually sent that information or not.
Right. And that goes for not only your money going to buy a home, it also goes for the seller, because the seller may be paying off a mortgage.
Yeah, that's exactly
right. And if
right.
they're getting their mortgage paid off, then the fraudster may go in and divert the monies to not go to the lender that's owed the money, but to go to them.
What kind of leads me to my last question of what happens if we realize that we have been caught in some sort of wire fraud scheme?
Yeah.
Like, what do we do?
The moment that you've determined that someone didn't receive your funds and should have, then you call the FBI, you call the police, and you call your bank.
Okay.
And if you can get it quick enough, they can reverse it out.
Wow.
If you cannot, then they cannot reverse it out. And it's normally not the bank's fault.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
That's the sad part, too.
Yeah, it's not like an FDI insurance takes care of it.
Yeah.
If it's your fault and you didn't catch it and you didn't prudently determine where your money was going, then you've lost your money.
Lost it.
And it's very sad.
That is really sad because, I mean, I always tell my buyers and sellers that, hey, before you wire any money, call them, make sure you're wiring to the exact account number, stay on the phone with them, see if they get it, or as soon as you make that transfer, you give them a call to make sure that they've received it.
And we're on the lookout for it. That's absolutely right.
Exactly, because that's the only way that we know of to catch it and to catch it fast.
Right, and especially if you get some kind of communication that says, we're moving the closing a day early. Unless that's your realtor telling you that, it's probably not moving early.
Yeah.
And that's probably an attempt to defraud you.
That's insane.
It is. It's scary. It's
is.
Big business.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, one transaction, people can make a year's salary.
And they get paid. They hire people from all over the country. There was a man from Nigeria. He got caught.
Really?
And he was interviewed and trying to catch the actual people behind it all.
Yeah.
And he said that he was hired from his village where he normally made, at best, $1 a day. And they were paying him $500 a day.
Yeah. So how are they going to pass that up?
He's not going to pass that
up.
Now he's in jail now, but
yes.
The people that ultimately hired him, there were so many layers between him and the people that hired him. They never have found those people yet.
Oh my gosh, that is crazy. Well, Sally, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It is always such a pleasure to just sit down and talk to you and learn from you and just...
You guys are amazing realtors.
Oh, well, thank you.
You do a very good job.
We really appreciate that.
For all your clients.
Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah, we're just trying to help everybody as best as we can and help educate ourselves as well as everybody else out there watching and learning from the best. So, yeah,
it's a great service. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day. We know that you're extremely busy. We just appreciate it.
Happy to do it. I'd rather do real work than try to chase down lost money. So,
Well, thank you.
thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.